There we go. Okay.
Well, I'm going to tell you something that happened 139 years ago, and I talked to a man directly that was there, part of it. Now, the way it happened was Uncle Fate's father-in-law, my Uncle Fate's father-in-law, Aunt Euler's daddy, he lived with him, and Uncle Jasper would tell me about the Union soldiers, how they passed there right in front of the house, he said, and he would point out there, his fingers are all gnarled, and he would point out there, because then he had to be 80 years old.
How old were you?
Well, I was 18, that was 1933, and so the Civil War was over in 1865. Well, that's 35 years to the first of the century, and then 33 more years, that's 68. And the fact that he was 12 years old then, that made him 80 years old then when he was talking to me. Well, now I'm 89 and I can report it just like he told to me. But he would tell me that the Union soldiers coming right out there, and he said how much they would give him anything they had, and they always give him all he could eat. And he would follow them to where they would have dinner, a mess, and they would give him all these dried crackers or whatever they had. But he said they never had enough, they never had the right size shoe for him. He said because he was barefooted all the time and they were always trying to fit him with his shoes, but they were good to him. And then I asked him, I said, well, now were these soldiers ragged looking? And I says, I know I've seen pictures of the Confederate soldiers. And he says, yes, they were ragged looking. He says, the only thing that they had fit to wear was the shoes. But they all had good shoes and an extra pair going along with them somewhere. Because, you know, they had to walk everywhere and that was it. But just to hear him tell it, and I would just listen to every word of it, being 18 years old in 1933, and to think about that he was telling me something that happened then, 1865, which was 68 years before that. But now you can see, now you add all that to it, then 67 years, 71 years more to it, and so the story goes back a long ways. But the fact that he could narrate so much how the Union soldiers came by that road.
Now, where was that?
And that was, they were coming from Monroeville out that road. Well, across now was a railroad, but there was no railroad then. But coming across there and then going, which would have been from, it would have been from Monroeville towards Frisco City. However, Claiborne was such an important river port then, they would keep it secured. So a lot of them, the marching on would go, the bunch would go down towards Claiborne, and the other would go to the left in Frisco City as if they were going to Mobile. See, but they had to secure two places. They had to secure the northern route to Mobile, and they had to secure the Alabama River thing, or Claiborne, because it was such an important river town. And that's the reason Monroe County itself was important, because of the river port there. It was like Selmer. You know, there was 10,000 people living in there, 10,500. But now I'm thinking about the remarkable thing is, that here I am sitting about talking about something that happened 139 years ago, and that I had talked to somebody that was there when it happened, at least after the war, but the Union soldiers were there. And I think that's an unusual story, because time-wise, back 139 years is a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Okay.